Well, happy April 2nd. I'm Dr. Laurie Davis, broadcasting to you from snowy Easter weekend, snowy Edmonton, Alberta. And my guest, Hastings. Wow, old friend. Well, he's not old, but we've been friends for a while, all the way from Malawi, Africa. Welcome to the show, Hastings.
Thank you, Dr. Laurie. Thank you so much.
We're so excited to have you here. We've already got people watching already. So I know there's lots of interest and excitement about what you're going to share with us today. And I know your story and I know what you do. I don't know what you do, but I have an idea. And nobody would ever know what you do from day to day, that's for sure. So we're going to make sure that everybody here listening today, our viewing audience, I'm so proud to introduce Hastings to you because he does just some amazing, powerful work in the world. And we've adopted each other. So he calls me mom, I call him son. And that's just the way we've been, hey, Hastings, ever since we
Yeah,
met.
yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, that's very right.
yes. So let's start off, have you share with us what does a day in the life of Hastings look like? Like, what are some things that you would do in the run of a day because you and Simone manage an orphanage? How many children are right now at the orphanage?
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Laurie. I'm so blessed to have you. And I cherish the love that you provide to me as you was your son. Um, as you have heard, I am Hastings Kajomba Bwanali, a pastor and director at Helping Hands Orphanage, Malawi. Um, I was born in a very remotest area where I can call myself a survivor in that community because of challenges that the area that I live is having or has been passing through or is passing through. Um, I'm married to Simona, my beautiful wife, and I've got three kids. Hope, Grace, and that Seth, our last one.
Mm.
So, um, as I said, I was born in a very remotest area where to get education um, has been a big problem. And as I said, I am a survivor. I mean, I'm a survivor because, for instance, from the clan that I'm coming from, out of 200 plus people, I'm the only person who got to primary school, went to secondary school, and even got my first degree. I'm the first guy in my family right now, or in my clan, to have a diploma and to have my first degree. So you can tell the environment that I'm coming from.
Mhm.
Yeah, so actually, after getting my tertiary education, I got a new job. Honestly, a very good paying job. But God did not allow me to continue with this good paying job. God has to send me back to my village and start helping my own community in many areas. So when I went back to the community, um, I started a non-profit making organization, which is called Helping Hands Orphanage. So Helping Hands Orphanage is there to provide support to the neediest orphans and widows. These are the marginalized people. They have nobody to help them. My community has no any care center like Helping Hands Orphanage. We are the only organization that provides um, support to the vulnerable people of this community. So
Wow.
Has got a number of programs, and for instance, we have education programs. We provide education to the communities around so that we can have educated community, because those that are educated are able to change their own lives, the lives of their families, the lives of their communities, and even the lives of the country. Not only as a country, but as a world, but world as a whole. So we provide education. We also provide healthcare. These are major programs that we're doing. We are providing healthcare. As I put it, I live in the remotest area where access to medical support is almost impossible,
Hmm.
and um, we continue to lose lives right in our hands because we walk almost 3 hours to get to the nearest district hospital. So it's
What?
quite uh,
Whoa.
almost 3 hours walking with patients on our backs, or right in our hands. So we've been losing a lot of lives because of the distance that we cover. Walk from the village to the nearest district hospital.
Hmm.
So we are also doing farming. We have banana plantations that we have. We also do plant crops like corn. We also plant trees. We are doing these things to support the orphanage because we cannot depend much on donors. Donors are not reliable. They support us at a time when they have something in their pocket. When they don't have, then they fail to donate, then we suffer. So we are doing this to support ourselves, before others support us. So we're also doing um, word of God impartation, where we provide these kids with the word of God, providing them hope because they're hopeless. They need God in their midst. So we provide them with the word of God. We do Bible studies. We do door-to-door evangelism. We do crusades. We sing songs together with these kids, and we are able to win even lives that were not what was that not know Christ.
Hmm.
So the last program that we do is feeding. We make sure that these kids and widows are fed because they stay maybe a week without having that strong food. So they get this food when they come to Helping Hands Orphanage. So we provide food to them, so that not providing so that they can grow healthy only, but providing them food so that they can have strength to walk to school.
Yeah. How
And
how big walk? How big walk?
yeah,
How
they
how
walk
far?
almost 2 hours each way. So a kid cannot walk almost 2 hours to and from school. That means he's spending 4 hours on the road,
Wow.
and with empty stomach, it, that kid cannot definitely cannot learn. So those are 5 major programs that we are doing at Helping Hands Orphanage right now.
Wow. Now,
Yes.
you know me, Hastings. I'm
Yeah.
always about the business. I'm always about the business.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you to explain. Now, our audience who may not be familiar with Helping Hands or anything like that, there are no government funding programs for you, are there?
No. No.
No.
No. No.
And you rely totally on private donations?
Yes.
Imagine. And you've managed, how long have you been the director of the orphanage? How long a time has that been?
We are now taking 15 years, and we started with the yes, and I started the organization when I was just very young, at 24, 25
Wow.
years, and by then we started with just 5 kids and the three widows. Right now we have 421 kids and the
Four.
421 kids.
Wow.
And we have 168 widows that come to Helping Hands on daily basis to get support. So it's a huge responsibility to take care of these kids, to make sure that they live healthy, both physically and spiritually.
Right. Wow. I'm just going to put that up. 451 children to feed and
Yes,
educate, and the widows
yes,
as well.
yes.
How do you do that? Oh my gosh, you're amazing.
Yeah,
Uh,
we are surviving through God's grace, honestly, um, because we have families that donate to us.
right.
But as I've said, we are doing much of the work on our own because when I say we are farming corn, we use these kids to go and work in the farm.
Yeah.
So that in that way they are able to learn skills of how to farm, basic
Mhm,
skills how to farm, of
mhm.
how to feed themselves. Because as I've said, we cannot solely 100% depend on donors.
Yes.
We have a role to play as an organization, and we have to use what we have to survive. So
And you are,
as we
we should mention, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
yeah, so um, as we seek for support, for external support, we have to start supporting ourselves. That's why we're doing farming to produce food for consumption for the
Mhm,
orphanage.
mhm.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. Um, I'm feeling really spoiled right now. I must tell you that. Um, but you are a registered charity, right? Nonprofit. You're a
Yes.
registered charity
Yes.
in your in
Yes.
your
Yes.
your community, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
explain to us how much it actually costs if I wanted to support some children. What would it cost per month, or how do you work that to provide food and some school materials for them? Can you share that with us?
Yeah. For us to provide school supplies to a kid, it takes us $40 per 3 months. $40 per 3 months. That means we have equipped that kid with the basic school supplies like a pencil, like a ball pen, like a notebook. Because in Malawi, I tell you, a lot of kids are failing to go further with their education. Why? Because one is lacking a notebook, one is lacking a lead pencil, one is lacking mathematical instruments, one is lacking a uniform. We don't get worried when we are walking barefooted. That's not a problem to a problem to us. No, but we worry when we don't have a school supplies. So in feeding program, we also need $40 per month to feed a kid, to feed a widow for the whole month. But for the school supplies, we need we provide, or we need $40 for full 3 months to send a kid to school with school supplies, with a uniform. And sometimes we also provide tuition fees to those kids that have completely nothing to to, 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 to pay for their tuition.
Okay, so just so I'm clear, it's $40
Yes.
for 3 months
Yes.
to provide school supplies.
You are just very right. You are just very
And
right.
then how much for food? The same?
Same per month. 40 extras per month.
$40 per month. No,
Yes. Yes.
to
Per
to
month.
feed them, $40 a month.
Yes. To feed them.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes, okay, so $40 a
Yes.
month to feed them, and then
Yes.
$40, which supplies them with school supplies for 3 months.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, just so we're clear. So basically, uh, yeah, $40 a month, wow.
Yeah.
And why don't you talk a little bit about the food, because you've been very particular about what kind of food they get. I believe it's really rich in protein, and can you talk a little bit about the food?
Yeah. On the food, we provide. We call it in our language. We call it sima. It's corn flour, and then we mix with water, and we cook it, and it becomes strong, And then, as I've said, we are farming, so we provide vegetables, we provide beans, and sometimes we provide eggs. We can't manage to provide meat because
Mhm,
meat is expensive. So much of what we provide are beans, with vegetables, and sometimes we provide them with eggs, for
mhm.
proteins as well. And
Right.
as I've said, we also farming banana, so we shall provide banana to these kids, so that they can have a fruit, on the menu, the meal.
So share a little bit with us about how the weather can impact your community. How does the weather play a part there? Because I know it can be pretty severe and hold you up. I've seen your pictures, and I mean, you're actually physically putting buildings up, and it's like amazing to me. So over to you to just talk a little bit about what happens when there's a storm or whatever. Over to you.
Yeah, right now weather is unpredictable. We receive heavy rains, and when it rains, it becomes muddy and it becomes flooding, and all our crops are always taken away. And when the sun hits, most of the times, during the planting season, we also experience drying up of our crops. So our weather is unpredictable, but we've got good soil, we've got rivers, we've got dams that if we can be provided with irrigation pumps, we can be able to produce at least food that can help us for some months. But because we can't manage to provide to buy these water pumps, water irrigation pumps, we just rely on rains. So when rains, um, uh, when we do have erratic rains, we don't produce food for ourselves. At the same time, when the rains hit so much, our crops are always taken away by floods. As I'm talking right now, Malawi has been declared a state of emergency because almost 3/4 of the districts that we have in Malawi are floods right now, and the government is trying to provide food to the victims. So in this case, life becomes so hard, and the
Mm,
survival becomes a challenge. And
mhm,
the passing through, even if you go on Google about Malawi and the floods that we are having, I'm going to see a lot of pictures on Google. Malawi is
mhm.
passing through. And when situation is like this, Helping Hands always does not become spared. We are always become a victim at Helping Hands.
Okay, wow. Now we know that orphans mean kids without parents. Do you want to talk a
Yeah.
little bit about what has happened to those parents and how do I
Yeah,
end up being an orphan in the first place? You know?
in fact, sometimes it's natural death, but Africa and Malawi has been impacted by HIV and AIDS. So we have lost, or we continue to lose parents from HIV and AIDS,
Okay.
leaving behind kids. And uh, most of these kids are child-headed families. So they don't have both parents, many of them. A few have got one parent who cannot even manage to support the kids. So uh, much of what has hit us to get more orphans is HIV and AIDS, natural death, but also Malawi as is a malaria prone area where you don't take time to die when you are hit by malaria and you don't have treatment. So as I've put it, being that we are located in the remotest area where healthcare is almost impossible, and you
Wow.
have been you have been hit by malaria, and you don't get that support needed to treat malaria, you die,
Right.
you die, you die.
Hmm.
So it becomes a challenge when this hits to a parent or parents at home, leaving kids behind becomes a challenge to us because
Hmm.
we don't have an option but to seek for support. And being that we are the only organization helping Hands Orphanage in this area, uh, that's where they can get a home and get supported from.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So a lot of these kids would be living at home, taking care of themselves in their own little place.
Yes. In fact, honestly, to keep them at one place for us helping hands is a huge responsibility of which we cannot manage. So what we put in place is that these kids commute from their respective homes. At the same time, we don't want to break the relationships that is there between them and their relatives because despite that they are orphans, you find that they are living in they've got their relatives, maybe their aunt, their grandfathers,
Hmm.
grandmothers, they are still living with them. So taking them to the orphanage, or it's more like isolation, and um, definitely it will be costly on our side. At the same time,
Hmm.
breaking the relationship that is there between them and their relatives.
Hmm.
Just to add on that, when the parents die, they leave these kids alone. Sometimes they leave them in the hands of their grandparents, who are very old as well. So these grandparents also depend on these kids, these orphans, for support. For instance, sending them to fetch firewood, to fetch water, you know. So because water again is another challenge. These kids walk a long distance to fetch water for their grandparents. So taking them to the orphanage, definitely, we are also putting the lives of their grandparents at risk because they definitely they lose one of their hands that can support them for support. For instance, fetching for water, fetching for them for firewood, even sending
Hmm.
them meal, which is also takes a long distance from their homes. So that's why we say no. Let these kids commute from their respective homes, come to Helping Hands for support, for feed, for food, for school supplies, for sports, for Word of God, and the other programs that we do provide at Helping Hands.
Hmm. I
Yes.
remember you sharing with me one time, and I'd love it if you'd share with my viewers what can happen, let's say, to the kids, the young girls especially, when they're trying to get to school? Just even that walk, some of the risks that are involved.
Yeah, honestly, when it comes to younger kids with education, I tell you, it pains me and it breaks my heart because I've passed through and I've seen a lot of kids dropping out of school because they've passed through, and I continue to see a lot of kids dropping out of school because they are passing through. As I've put is that one of our programs is education. We force these kids to go to school because education changes lives.
Mm.
An uneducated community is a dead community, is a poor community. So my life was changed because I went to school. I can't leave my community living without being educated. I can't leave the young ones just walking on the roads, walking in the streets without education because I want them to change their lives. So these kids, despite that we provide them with school supplies, with uniforms, with basic support for the education, Helping Hands is also looking at providing them with uh, 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 building a school because the distance they cover from their homes to the school, as I've put it, it takes about 2 hours each way. And when you see a young girl who is menstruating, walking such distance, it becomes impossible. When you see a young girl being raped on the way to school, it becomes a challenge. When you see a young girl walking to school empty stomach without food, it's a big challenge. That's why Helping Hands says no, we can't leave these things going wrong in this way. We came in and we started building a high school so that these kids can be able to learn, can be able to get education within their fingertips. What we are doing right now, we have built 3 blocks, and we are planning to build hostels because we want these kids to locate themselves or to be provide getting education within the school premises. So we are building a school that will so accommodate these kids to be in the school. We are hoping that we build almost 4 or 5 hostels, of which right now we don't have resources. But we thank God that 2 buildings that contain 4 classrooms are done. We have also built a library. Right now um, um, we are building um, a laboratory because in my community you cannot find a kid who knows the computer, even who
Mhm.
knows the internet is in the remotest area. So we are trying as Helping Hands to make education reach out to this community and be able to change a lot of lives. As I'm talking right now, since we came in with the education program in this community, we have registered a lot of kids in the primary school. We have registered a lot of kids now are doing well in high school. And we've got a number of kids that have even gone to the university. Before me, things weren't good. Before me, the situation was not like this. But right now, we are able to have nurses from Helping Hands Orphanage.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well, see, because you've been there for 15 years, some of those kids were 10 or 8 or 12 when you
yeah,
got there.
yeah.
And isn't that powerful? Isn't that a wonderful thing?
Honestly, it's something that when I see a kid passing through all these stages, going to primary school, even going right from kindergarten to primary school to high school, and even getting into the university, I become proud
I
because
guess.
I I become proud, and I become happy that they have saved somebody, and I tell you,
Mhm.
I'm happy, become happy.
Wow. Amazing. So the next thing I wanted to announce, if it's all right with you,
Uh,
um, in 2023, I received an honorary doctorate in humanitarianism, and I'm in a position where I can nominate other people. So I cannot think of a more deserving, worthy, courageous, brave man than you to take something
oh,
like that on at the age of 25, and you're now
oh,
40. So you've been doing this
oh,
for 15 years.
yeah.
So I'm just letting you know how proud we are of you. And that makes us feel great in a way that we can maybe serve you in ways that, like you said, you never imagined. So everybody better get ready to bow down because, Dr. Bwanali has arrived. And I want you to know that that particular award for me has opened many doors, and I'm looking forward to it opening many doors for you and the orphanage because the world is really out of balance, as you know. Over here in America, people are putting out billions of dollars to lose weight every year. And on the other side of the world, we've got kids starving to death. What's wrong with this picture? I've always said that. There's plenty of food, there's plenty of money, there's plenty of water, there's plenty of everything, but we have a distribution problem. So let's be a little political for a few minutes and talk about that. Where is that humanitarianism? Well, it's sitting in the room with me right now as far as I'm concerned, but the epitome of humanitarianism. And when I put your name forward, I told the organization, like, this guy, this is his career. He's made a career out of being a humanitarian. So I just want to take liberty right now to just brag a little bit about you. I think I have a right to do that and to let everybody know that you earned that. You see, the honorary doctorate is for work you've already done.
Thank you so much.
It's not for you to have to go back to university and get a PhD. This is an organization that recognizes individuals in the world who have contributed in big ways. And I just wanted to take a few minutes to put that out there today so that you know you've earned that and you will wear it, I know, with a lot of pride. And I'm encouraging you to use it to move the orphanage forward. And right now, I would say that a little conglomerate of doctorate friends that you'll meet, we need to make this a priority. And I'm going to put that out there to them. And so I am blessed to have been a part of your life for quite some time now. And we've both gone through some rocky roads, but at the same time, we're still here and we're still delivering our word and our message. So over to you. I'm going to ask a fun question now.
Mhm.
When that $1 million donation lands in your bank account, what would be some of the first things you would do with that? And
Honestly,
that's a loaded question, I know, so just take a minute to think about it. Because when you're trying to build something with bits and pieces of money, it's very difficult. I've been there. But when you have a chunk of change to work with, then you can actually make some big strides. So I'm looking forward to being part of that movement that's going to make that happen.
thank
So
you.
what would you do with it? And that's
Yeah,
not very much
honestly,
money in some regards, but for you, it would be like a lot of money to work with.
oh,
I'm putting it out there because that's what's going to happen.
yeah, there's nothing I can do apart from finishing up the high school that I'm building. Honestly, it has taken us almost 6 years now to construct just uh, four blocks, which tells that we are still having a long way to go to complete the high school that we're building right now. So when a chance arises that we get donations, honestly, we have to prioritize for this high school. And again, we have to make sure that we build a very small clinic at Helping Hands Orphanage that provides first aid treatment to the orphans and widows. We have to expand this clinic. We have to have equipment for this clinic. And another thing, we have to provide water to the
Mm.
communities around. Honestly, water is life, and my people walk a long distance to get water. And the closest place they can draw water from are from rivers, are rivers or streams, which is very unhealthy. So
Yeah.
if chance arises, if one wants to help us, we are catering education to this community. We have to finish up the school project that started 6 years ago. Honestly, we've been getting money in bits and through the little that we get where we are now. But also, this clinic, I tell you, it serves a lot of people in this community. So, health sector, education program, and water. And if somebody comes in and say, we'll help you with water pumps, definitely it's a game changer to us. We'll expand our education farming and be able to produce enough food for ourselves and even be able to help others with the food that we can harvest.
Mhm. Well,
Yeah.
there are systems in place right now where you can take that water from those rivers, it will filter it and bring out fresh
Yeah.
water. They can do it out of septic tanks now and
Yeah.
septic
Yeah.
fields, and it's the
Yeah.
technology is there to
Yeah.
provide that, so easily, right? And it's easy. Yeah. So water, the clinic, and the
Yes.
school
And
buildings, the
school.
hostels.
Yes.
Is that what I'm
Yes.
hearing? Hmm. Those would be your
Yes. Those are the
priority.
main projects. Those
Hmm.
those are our primary projects that we are looking forward to
Hmm.
complete them.
Wow.
Yes.
Excellent. So I have to have you back because I have a whole bunch more questions and we're going to run out of time. But I just wanted to
Yeah.
introduce you to some of my new friends because since we
Okay.
had you on the show probably 3 years ago now, there's been a lot of injection of new people into my life and also to being part of the humanitarianism honorary doctorate program that has opened up a lot of doors for me personally, and I know it will open up a lot of doors for you. And on April the 18th, that's the magic day that you will become that person. And you
Oh,
see, I have mine
let's
hanging
go.
on the wall, and
Yeah.
you'll get
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
courier it to you. You will be getting it with a lot of some other certificates from the California government and the senator's office there. So you'll need to get yourself some frames. Oh, that's another question I had.
Yeah.
When you need supplies, what does that look like? How far away, like, is the nearest shop or store from where you live and where the community is? Is that like a day
Yeah.
trip or what, how does that happen? You have a
Yeah.
vehicle?
Yeah. We have a vehicle and we drive almost 2 hours to get to the nearest shop to buy school supplies. So that's why we say it's better that people donate through our link or through
Hmm.
our bank
Oops, we're a little frozen there. I'll take
from
that down.
yeah shipping equipment like school supplies is so expensive.
Well, yes.
Um,
And you have a place where
yeah,
you can go and
so
get stuff, right?
Yeah, straight. We have a local shop that we go to buy these school supplies. It's about 2 hours drive from the village that we are located.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, yeah. So when you're planning to come to Malawi,
Oh, I
um,
have an invitation. I know that. And you're going to come to
yeah,
Canada.
yeah, and even to our listeners, if you are interested to visit Malawi, please
Yes.
come.
Oh, yes. I'd
People are
love
so
to.
loving.
Mhm.
Malawian people are so loving, so kind,
Mhm. Mhm.
beautiful. They tell you we have got beautiful places that you can visit, and don't forget to visit Helping Hands Orphanage and
Mhm.
see what we are doing at Helping Hands. I tell you,
Mhm.
you will have a very good experience, and I believe some it will change your life in one way or the other.
I know that. I know
Yeah,
that for sure. For sure. You've changed my life. So, I'm just,
you too.
you have, you have, keeping me posted. And it just seems so unfair. I guess that's my part of me and how my heart works. I just think it's just unfair, that, and believe it or not to compare anything, but, here in Canada, supposed to be a developed country,
Yeah.
1 in 3 of our kids land in school hungry right now. 1 in 3 are coming to school with no breakfast in a
Oh,
developed country. It's
no, no.
disturbing. It's
Yeah.
disturbing. And so we need to, but you know what? It's people like you, people like me, people like the other people that are with me and around me. We are making a difference, and we need to know that. And you are making a difference, and you need to know that. So we're here to support you. We've always been here to support you, but now this is where we have a saying, this is where the rubber meets the road, ladies and gentlemen, and no more fooling around, no more willy nilly. There's money out there, there's everything we need is out there. We just have to bring it to us and have people recognize the importance. So we have about 3 minutes left, Hastings. So if you have the last say, and right now, I told Hastings it's snowing, and he shared with me that he's never seen snow. So it can be beautiful, Hastings, but you don't have to come in the winter. You can come in the summer. So back to you, just for words of encouragement to the rest of us about how we can be of help and of service. And nobody deserves this honorary doctorate. I won't say any more than me or my friend Bill or anybody else that I've nominated. We've all deserved it. But for a 40-year-old young man to have accomplished all that you have, definitely. So I'm really honored to have been able to do that. So over to you, your final comments, words of
Yeah.
encouragement.
Yeah. Honestly, I thank you, Rory, for always being there for me and the Helping Hands. And I'd like to thank all our viewers. It has been a pleasure to have you. I don't take it for granted. And I'd like to thank all the people that sacrifice their resources, their time, supporting Helping Hands Orphanage, and even supporting me, as you have seen. There are people that have worked so tirelessly so that they can get my doctorate. I don't take it for granted. It's not mine alone. It belongs to Helping Hands as a
Mhm.
family, because that's where my doctorate name comes from, because of all the work that I do, because of the work that we do. So above all, I thank you all guys for being there for me, for Helping Hands Orphanage. And I want to invite you to Helping Hands. Please make a donation. Every dollar changes life. Every dollar changes somebody.
Mhm.
We have the email right now. Um, you can write me through the email, and I can give you the link to make a donation. And you are free to come to Helping Hands and work with us. Doctors, teachers, nurses, we need you. Please come to Helping Hands and save lives with us. Thank you so much.
Aw. That is so sweet. So just email Hastings and he'll give you the gears and what you have to do. All right. Hastings, thank you so much. We've come to the end of our show. Just hang in for a few minutes after we finish, and we'll wind things up. And I just would like to thank my viewers and the people that are watching today. A lot of new friends coming in, I see, from Malawi, Africa. Thank you so much for all of you being here and really making this a very special presentation today. And boy, the world is really a small place now. So thank you so much. I'm so grateful, Hastings, for you in my life. I really, really am, my boy. All right. So it's time to go. And thanks so much, everybody.
Okay.